friends and neighbors. My name is Alan Peel. I live in Shelby County, Alabama, and I'd like to demonstrate to y'all common knowledge and techniques of splitting firewood. If some of you would be interested in starting up a small firewood business, something of that nature, I'd like to show you the ins and outs. I have required knowledge over the years of being able to sell firewood, be able to split firewood for home use, and also to accumulate wood to be able to sell. I'll go over different techniques of process of things that I have done and learned over the years, the ins and outs, the good and the bad. If you'll just bear with me, I'd like to demonstrate some of the things that I have learned over the years. What I'd like to show you first is when I first got started in this business back in 1974, for 14 years. I split wood with a sledgehammer and a wedge. Okay, this is a 16-pound sledgehammer. This is a steel wedge. And when I first got started in doing this, you look for a break in the wood. You set your wedge, you gently tap this in place, you stand back and you swing the hammer. Okay. Over the years, after doing that, I upgraded. This is called a wood splitting maul. You can obtain these at a hardware store, Lowe's, Home Depot. If you have a Marvin's around, people that sell wood cutting supplies normally sell this. Now this one has a fiberglass handle. When I started out, it was wooden handle. I upgraded to fiberglass because it's less to break. What I do when I mash the wedge that way, I come here, part it open. Stand the wood up, step back, left hand here, right hand here, and slide your hand this way. Come over, bust your wood. You have wood ready for the fireplace, campfires, or accumulate your wood to be sold. Also, if you can't manage the 8-pound, they also sell a 6-pound splitting maul. Okay, it's a lot smaller, but it does generally the same purpose. All right, most of my wood that I sell is 18 inches. I use a measuring pole when I'm sawing my wood. My pole measures 17 3/4 inches long. When I'm in the woods cutting wood, I have a tendency to lay my pole down and can't find it. So as you can see, I've sprayed it with fluorescent paint. That way if you drop it, oh look, there it is, you can find it. You pick it up, then you're able to proceed. Another step I'd like to show you, if you want to do similar to what I've got, most people cannot read a tape measure, okay? The easiest way is to go to a hardware store, buy you a framing square. This is known as a framing square. You put it on a flat surface, you take your 3/8 dowel, which most of them are 36 inches in length. You can also buy those at Walmart. You can put this right here, put it right here, and you find 17, the number 17 on the framing square. All right, as you come up, it'll be 17 3/4. You're 1/4 below 18 inches. Okay? The reason why I don't cut it exactly 18 inches is that your bar on your chainsaw measures 1/4 of an inch in width on most saws. So when you cut, you're going to be over 18 inches. And the procedure that you are when you're sawing through the wood, it's going to measure over 18. That's okay, because some fireplaces, you know, do allow from 18 up to 21 inches in length. But as a general rule, I like to cut mine at this angle and this length to be able to keep my firewood uniform. Everybody comes through and they like to buy wood either for camping, for firewood for their house, or a lot of people come to me and buy truckloads of wood and then go and resell. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, just a little format talking about, this is a 1 inch wide by 25 feet long measuring tape. You can get these at Walmart, your local hardware store. Basically, if there are people out there that do know how to read a measuring tape, it's in 64/16 of an inch, and then you upgrade. It's just common math, basically. But for just to teach people general knowledge on how to read a measuring tape, just say for instance you've got 2/16, which equal out to be a fourth. There are 4/4 in 1 inch. You got a quarter, you got a half, you got 3/4, and you got 1 inch. That's 4/4 in 4 1/4 increments to make 1 inch. Okay, like I was showing you a while ago, you can take your pole, you can, these dowel rods, like I said, they're 36 inches in length. Most time, there again, I reiterate, you can pick them up at Walmart, your local hardware, Lowe's, Home Depot, places of that nature. Okay, now, as you can see, I put this on the end, and it measures, find 17 on your tape measure. You see 17? Find 17, and it will measure 17 3/4 of an inch. You're 1/4 from being 18 inches in length. Okay, all right, just a little tidbit. I just want to get away from the wood segment. I want to show you another thing that you can share with your family about the measuring tape. Take the measuring tape, and like this is the year 2018. You put this on 118. For instance, you can go up to somebody and ask, what year were you born in? And I was born in 1958. You go to 1958, you roll it over. Come my birthday in November, I will be 60 years old. That's how you can tell, show people their birthday on a measuring tape using regular measurement increments. Just a little tidbit. Okay, now we're going to get back to our firewood segment. Okay, all right, I showed you how to measure to be able to cut your measuring pole, whatever length you want to cut your wood. Most people cut from 18 to 24 inches in length. That's your average size of firewood. If you're going to cut 24-inch wood, I would recommend 23.5 to 23 3/4 inches in length. That way, if you go and rent a log splitter, or you can go purchase a log splitter, it will fall under the wedge, and when you crank the motor and drop your lever on your valve, it energizes the fluid to make the piston come down and bust your wood. I will demonstrate that to you in just a few minutes. Okay, this is just a little quick tidbit to show you the old-fashioned way, how we used to use the sledgehammer and the wedge. Then I've upgraded to the wood splitting mauls, and from there I upgraded to gasoline hydraulic log splitters. This one on the right belongs to my son. He brought it down because I've got two different sections of wood piles here. Let's step over here and I'll show you a little bit about this. As you can see, the sun's bearing down and it's real hot. You can go to Academy or some Walmart stores, sell these little tailgate tents. You can put these up to give you shade. I personally like using fans or blowers. If you do not have access for electricity, I recommend you get a little portable generator with an extension cord, crank it up, plug your fan up, and you got instant air. You got a breeze when the air is not blowing outside. Okay, let me demonstrate to you on this log splitter right here. These vary in prices. You can go to Tractor Supply if you have a Tractor Supply in your area, Lowe's, Home Depot. Also check with some pawn shops. People get these things, they use them one firewood season. They decide, I don't want this, they'll sell it. Most of these are in good shape. They're negotiable. This one right here, when it was new, runs $999. You can go to a pawn shop, or you can go to a rental place that have these, and over 2 or 3 years they rotate. You will be able to buy one of these in good shape for around $500 or just a little more. If you don't want to go that route, you can buy new and get a warranty, like I said, for around $1,000 and up. The machine I got over here is a little bigger. It's upgraded. It's got a bigger hydraulic cylinder, and I got that one from Northern Tool, and that one sells for around $2,300 to $2,500. It's a little faster than this machine, but both of them serve the same purpose. Okay, little common knowledge I want to share with you. Before you start splitting wood, make sure that you got gas in your gas tank. Okay, most time I like to fill mine up and keep it full. You want to check your liquid levels. You want to check your oil in your motor. Okay. Very important. Do not smoke or be around fire when you're pouring gas in a vehicle or a small engine. Trust me, you won't like the results. You will cause an explosion, and possibly harmful death will come to you or persons around you. Okay, just common sense. Just please don't smoke, don't do drugs, don't drink alcohol when operating this equipment. This is a simple machine, but it is also a dangerous machine. You really have to pay attention to what you're doing. A lot of times you're busy, you're working, and say, man, I like to go hunting, or I like to go fishing, or I got plans tonight. You be conscientious when you're running this machine. Trust me, this machine will hurt you. You can read the owner's manual, and it will give you the ins and outs on each log splitter. Okay, now, I've already checked the oil in this machine. I know it's okay. Let's come over here and find the on switch. Some of these are capable of having off and on switches. I haven't run this machine in a while, so we're going to choke it, and we're going to crank it. Choke back in. This piece of equipment, you can either bust wood horizontal or you can bust vertical. I prefer vertical. That way the wood's on the ground, it's not suspended up in the air. I'm fixing to demonstrate to you. Safety glasses, but you've got wood debris chip that flies off this at some time. Get a good safe distance away from it. Shoot up, press your handle. The round comes down. Okay. Retrieve your round and pick your handle up. This way, instead of turning it, cut your hand off. I like splitting my wood 3 to 4 inches, roughly in diameter. Just roughly gauge it by sight. Roughly 3 to 4 inches in diameter right there, this way. Okay? When I get through, I turn the wood over and go this way. Bring it back up. Just a little information to help you if you're interested in starting a small business of this nature. I'm going to tell you the pros and cons of it right quick. If you live in a city ordinance or you sell in a city, you need to go and City Hall and find out, do they require you to have a business license? It's inexpensive. It doesn't cost much. For my business in Helena, it's around $50 to $60 I also sell wood in Alabaster, Alabama, and it runs around $110. But it's worth paying that, because if whatever you spend dollar-wise on your little firewood business, you can get that off on income tax, whether it be fuel and oil for your motor, hydraulic fluid for your reserve tank, filters, replacement hoses, valves, anything that you buy, you will be able to get that off on income tax. I keep a little notebook of what I buy and how much wood that I sell per load. Normally I sell 60 sticks for $25. I can put 3 rows on my Tacoma trucks, and it's $75 if people come here to my house and buy it. If I have to haul from my house, say 20 miles, I get $95 a load. That's delivered, and that's stacked in a convenient area. A lot of people want you to tote it upstairs. I charge more if I gotta tote it upstairs. And you want it to be convenient when you back up, or to be able to put it in a wood rack or on concrete or in a basement, things of this nature. That's what you want. All right, when you stack your wood, all right, just a small demonstration. Your wood's gonna stack out about 3 foot high and about 6 foot long. When you're stacking your wood, wherever destination that you're going, you want your wood to be uniform. You don't want it to be out like this, and you don't want it to be like that. Most of your wood customers like your wood to be stacked neat and clean. Okay, picture in your mind, 3 foot high, 6 foot long. You're just a little under a half a cord. Most people will sell you a load of wood and tell you this is a cord. No, sir, it's not. A cord of wood is 4 foot high, 4 foot wide, and 8 foot long. Okay? 4 foot high, 4 foot wide, and 8 foot long. That is a cord of wood. They can tell you whatever, but by my learning and growing up and hauling wood to wood yards, and they, instead of measuring with scales, they measured with poles. And they would scale your wood that way. And that's how I learned what a cord of wood was. Okay, I did not bust all this in one day's time. I started in April. And when I have time, I have a little leisure time, early morning, late of evening, when I have my wood here on the yard, I'll work it up and bust it and put it over. The reason why I cut during the summertime, majority of my wood customers like their wood to be seasoned, especially around Halloween or camping. They want a quick fire. They want to strike a match to it, let her go. I use kindling fire sticks. You can buy these little fire logs at Walmart. I keep reiterating about the hardware stores that sell wood supplies. You can buy the little packet that comes in a wrapper, strike a match to it, and it starts your fire that way. Very few customers do I have want green wood. Every once in a while they'll say throw a little green wood in because I don't want my dry wood to burn up so quick. I want it to last a little long. The advantage of seasoned wood, you have less creosote to build up in your chimney or your customer's chimney that you're selling to. That's an important note right there. It's very cost effective. But a lot of them, like I said, they want this type wood. Every once in a while I'll have people that want green wood, or vice versa, mix it in. I started out, like I said at the beginning of the interview, splitting it with a hammer and wedge. I did that for 14 years. My dad and I, when my dad was living, my dad was a coal miner, and when he was laid off and they had a contract dispute, this is what helped put food on the table. This is what helped pay our bills. I helped my father. Most kids today can't stand to work with their parents, can't stand to be around them. Trust me, if you're in a bind and you're able to sell wood, you will have an extra dollar in your pocket. Don't get your money and then go blow it. It's best if you make $100, say $50 of it, if you can. That's just an interesting tidbit. I did not start all of this overnight. Like I said, I started in 1974, and I gradually saved my money, and I was able to buy log splitters. That one over there, like I said, I got it at Northern Tool. That one runs about $2,300 to $2,500. It's a 30-ton. It's a little bit bigger engine. It has a 8 horsepower Honda motor on it, and it's a little faster than this one. But the way my setup is, I can bust wood over there, or I can hire a person to come and help me bust this up here. We have 2 log splitters running at the same time. I pay them a little more than minimum wage. Sometimes I pay them $10 an hour. They work as long as they want to, helping me. But over the years, I have made good profit. Like I said, your labor, your expenses, your parts, cost of parts, you're able to get that off on income tax. So that's one reason why I keep doing what I'm doing with the firewood. It helps me. I work public work. I have a full part-time job at Brookwood Hospital, and I have a full-time job keeping up with this property here. 40 acres. It is a full-time job. You're always doing something. But when I have a few extra minutes and I feel like it, this is good exercise. It helps you to sweat. It gets the impurities out of your body, your toxins, and it makes you feel better. Now, proper technique of lifting wood. Let me show you how to do this right quick. Lift with your legs and your back. Don't just bend over and grab it. This is roughly 12 inches in diameter. What I'd recommend is you square yourself up with a log, bend your legs, put your hand here, come straight up with your knees and your back. Then you're able to tote it, put it on the truck, pick up truck, haul it to the house. Means of getting your wood. Let me share that with you. You can go to places that companies cut trees for a living. You can ask them, do they have extra wood? Either they'll give it to you, or you may purchase wood at a low price. If you have a truck, you can bring it, dump it out, set your setup similar to what I have here, and bust your wood. Another scenario, there are logging companies, individual people that have small log trucks, can haul logs up to 10, 12 foot, 14 foot, 16 foot in length. You can buy a load of logs from them, have them to bring it here. You're able to saw the wood, and once you pay what you paid them for the load of logs, you will make profit off the remainder of the wood that you have left over. So this is things that I have learned over the years. I used to have a man to bring a tractor trailer load. He would bring 15 cord of wood in here to me at one time. And he had his equipment, he would unload it. At that time, I paid him $400 for 15 cord of wood. After I made up what I had paid him, I cleared more than half of what I paid him. So I did make a profit off that 15 cord of wood by working it. It's hard work, I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's satisfying knowing that you're physically able to get out here and do this. And it's a big enjoyment to me because it relieves stress. And a lot of people have stress nowadays, and they get a lot of things on their mind. So this is a way that I use to relieve stress. Kind of keeps me in shape. I know I look like I'm a little overweight, but trust me, I feel better now than I felt in a lot of years. Friends, if you would like to know more about this, like me on subscribe, and then maybe you can view the video, and I hope you enjoy what I have said, and maybe it can help you. I know it has helped me over the years. Now you're going to have breakdowns, and you're going to have parts to tear up, but in the long run, I'm able to make a profit because, like I said, I've been doing this since 1974, and I'm happy with what I do. Later on, we'll have some more segments on this, but for right now, that's all I've got to say. So I hope you enjoy yourself, and maybe you've learned a little something that I've said that maybe can help you later on down the road. Thank you.